In the previous lectures, you have seen Green's theorem in a plane. Now we are going to discuss Green's theorem in a space. In fact, there are two theorems given by Green in space, and these two theorems are also known as Green's identities. So first of all, we will see what are these Green's identities, and after that, with the help of or you can say by the use of Gauss's divergence theorem, we will prove or we will establish those identities very easily. So let us see first of all what is this Green's theorem in a space, or what are Green's two identities. Actually, if you consider that there are two continuously differentiating functions, phi and psi, it means phi and psi both are continuously differentiable scalar functions, and phi and psi are such continuously differentiable scalar functions that their gradients, that is del phi and del psi, are also continuously differentiable. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then according to Green's first identity, the normal surface integral of the vector phi del psi over a closed surface S, which I have mentioned here, will be equal to the volume integral over the volume V enclosed by this closed surface S of phi del 2 psi plus del phi dot del psi dV. You have to remember this identity. Actually, this is a mathematical statement is known as Green's first identity, or you may also call it Green's first theorem in space. So definitely we should remember this expression, because this relation or this formula is very useful in solving the problems based on the normal surface integral, because this theorem also states a mathematical technique to change the normal surface integral into volume integral. So you have seen what is the first Green's identity. Now, according to second Green's identity, or the symmetry, it is also called symmetrical theorem. The normal surface integral over a closed surface S of phi del psi minus psi del phi is equal to volume integral over the volume V enclosed by the closed surface S of what? Phi del 2 psi minus psi del 2 phi. So this expression is known as Green's second identity, or it is also called Green's symmetrical theorem, or you may also call it second theorem of Green. So these are the statements of the Green's theorem in space, or Green's identity. Now our aim is to prove or to derive the Green's theorem from the Gauss's divergence theorem, as I have told you earlier. So for this, let us consider a vector function, or you may call it a vector field A. So let a vector function A. We consider a vector function A defined as, we define this vector function in a particular manner, defined as A equal to phi del psi. Actually, we have assumed this, that A is a vector function and it is defined in this way, A equal to phi del psi. Now you know what is Gauss's divergence theorem, because you have already studied this in previous lectures. So you know, according to Gauss's divergence theorem, Gauss's divergence theorem, For this vector field A, you can state the Gauss's divergence theorem in this manner. Integral over a closed surface S of A dot ds, which is called actually the normal surface integral of the vector function A. And according to Gauss's divergence theorem, this normal surface integral is equal to volume integral over the volume V enclosed by this closed surface S of what? That will be the volume integral of divergence of A dV. Or you may equivalently write this expression in this way. This is integral over V del dot A. Del dot A means divergence of A. You know it. This is actually the Gauss's divergence theorem. Now, if we will substitute A equal to phi del psi, which we have actually assumed earlier. So you can say substituting A equal to phi del psi in this statement of Gauss's divergence theorem, we have to write phi del psi at the place of A in both LHS and RHS. So let us put it. You can see here there is A dot ds integral over the closed surface S. But instead of A, now we will write phi del psi. So this will be phi del psi dot ds. And that will be equal to integral over the volume V del dot A, but we have assumed A is phi del psi dV. Let us say this is equation 1. Now, first of all, we will see what will be this del dot phi del psi. And after that, we can evaluate this integral in RHS of equation 1. So you can see now del dot phi del psi. What will be this? You have actually studied such a vector identity in the differential part of vector analysis, and you know del dot phi del psi, this may be written as phi del dot del psi and plus del phi dot del psi. You know it. And you can see this is simply phi, and del dot del is del square, that is Laplacian. So this is del square psi and plus del phi dot del psi. Del phi dot del psi. And so now we will use this vector identity in the RHS of equation 1. And so we can see thus integral over V del dot phi del psi dV. This is equal to integral over V, and instead of del dot phi del psi, you can see here we may write this expression. So this is phi del 2 psi plus del phi dot del psi dV. And so from this equation 1 you can see that this normal surface integral will be equal to this much. So you can say hence from equation 1 you can write integral over s phi del psi dot ds. This is equal to what? This will be integral over v phi del 2 psi plus del phi dot del psi dv. And you can see this equation is nothing. This is simply the Green's first identity. You can see the statement, this statement. You can compare it. This is simply the first Green's identity, because the surface integral of phi del psi dot ds is equal to this much in the statement. And we have actually obtained this result by the use of Gauss's divergence theorem. So you can say this equation 2 is simply the first Green's identity. So this is Green's first identity. So you can see how easily we can prove or we can derive the Green's first identity by the use of Gauss's divergence theorem. Now our aim is to establish the second Green's identity, which I have mentioned here. You can see this is second Green's identity, and actually we can very easily establish this second identity. For this you have only to do that the interchange of phi and psi should be made. It means in this equation 2 we will simply interchange phi and psi. What does it mean? It means at the place of phi everywhere we will write psi, and at the place of psi we will write pi. Since phi and psi are identical scalar functions, both are differentiable, and the gradient of both, that is del phi and del psi, are also differentiable, so we can do it. So let us interchange phi and psi in equation 2. Interchanging phi and psi in equation 2, we get, you can see in LHS there is surface integral of phi del psi. We will now write psi del phi. So this will be integral over the closed surface S, and there is phi del psi. Now we will write psi del phi. Psi and phi have been interchanged. Dot ds. And see the RHS. In RHS there is volume integral over the volume V, and the terms are phi del 2 psi. So phi and psi will be interchanged, so this will be psi del 2 phi. So this is psi del square phi, and plus there is del phi dot del psi, so this will be del psi dot del phi. Del psi dot del phi plus del psi dot del phi dv. But you know, the scalar product of two vectors is commutative. It means you know that A dot B is equal to simply B dot A. A dot B is equal to B dot A. So this del psi dot del phi will be equal to del phi dot del psi. So we can also write it in this way. This is volume integral over the volume V psi del 2 phi plus del phi dot del psi dV, and say this is equation 3. This will be equation 3. Yes. Now see the equation number 2 and this equation number 3, and simply subtract this equation 3 from equation 2. So subtracting equation 3 from 2, we get, see the equation 2. In LHS there is this much, and in LHS of equation 3 is this much. So when you will subtract equation 3 from 2, you will get integral over S phi del psi minus psi del phi dot ds, and that will be equal to volume integral over the volume V. Now you can see this term del phi dot del psi in equation 3 and del phi dot del psi in equation 2 will cancel out, and so your result will be what? That will be phi del 2 psi minus psi del 2 phi dV. And see, this equation 4 is nothing. This is simply the Green's second identity, or you call it Green's symmetrical theorem. So this is Green's second identity or symmetrical theorem. So you have seen how easily we can prove or we can derive the Green's identities by the use of Gauss's divergence theorem. In fact, you can also derive or prove Gauss's divergence theorem from Green's theorem. So let us see here. Deduction of Gauss's divergence theorem from Green's theorem. It is also possible, and this derivation is also very important from your examination point of view. Sometimes questions are asked in this way. So now let us put phi equal to 1 and psi equal to psi. It means psi remains at ease in equation 4. This is your equation 4. You can see in this equation we will substitute phi by 1 and psi will remain at ease. We get, you can see here, phi is 1, so here will be 1 and only del psi will remain here. Since phi is 1, that is constant, so del phi will be 0. So the second term in LHS will vanish. So your equation will be what? that will be integral over closed surface S del psi dot ds, del psi dot ds, and that is equal to integral over V. Now see the RHS. Since phi is 1, so here will be 1, and since phi is 1, that is constant, so del 2 phi will be 0. So second term in RHS will vanish. So this will be simply del 2 psi, because phi is 1, del 2 psi dV, del 2 psi dV. Now if we take, or you can first of all write this RHS in a simplified manner. You may write it in this way, del dot del psi dV. We can write it. Now if we take a vector function f defined as del psi, that is gradient of psi, then what will be the above result? You can see this will be integral over S f dot ds, and this is equal to integral over V del dot f dV. And you can see this is nothing, this is simply Gauss's divergence theorem, you know it. So this is Gauss's divergence theorem. So I hope you have understand the calculations very easily, because this is a very simple concept, and you should remember the Green's identity and how those identities can be derived from Gauss's divergence theorem, and how Gauss's divergence theorem can be derived from Green's theorem. You have understand all these things. I hope you have no doubt, and if you have any doubt, you may write in the comment box. I will definitely remove your doubt in the comment.